Hi everybody, welcome to Squirrel Pie Productions, my podcast about knitting, spinning, and sewing. My name is Tommi, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Dynamite Trujillo. Welcome to episode 19 of my podcast. Today is a rainy Friday in May here on the Northern California coast where I am coming to you from. And I'm really happy you're joining me today. Welcome to any new viewers. Thank you so much for being here and checking me out. I hope you enjoy the episode. And a big welcome back to any returning viewers. Thank you so much for sticking with me week after week. So we have a Ravelry group for this podcast. It's under Squirrel Pie Productions in Ravelry. You should totally go join the group. That is where you'll find show notes to this episode and all previous episodes. It's also where you'll find fun threads like an AMA thread, an introductions thread, an FO thread. That's where you also find knit-alongs and giveaways that we're hosting on this podcast. And right now we are hosting a make-along. It's the No, it's not. Contrast Cal's over. It's the mini scrap-along. Hashtag mini scrap-along on Instagram. There's a thread in the Ravelry group for this make-along. And you should go check both of those places out. Post your progress. I will be drawing prizes from both of those places, Instagram and the thread on Ravelry. And the mini scrap-along is a make-along where you are welcome to join in by using all of your scraps and all of your minis. Anything small, use it and you qualify. You don't have to finish anything. You don't have to knit. You can sew, you can crochet, anything you can think of, you can do. So pretty much any mini skeins, scraps of yarn, small bits of fiber, scraps of fabric, back quarters, whatever. Use it, join in, it's really fun. There are some really great projects being worked on right now. I love what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for participating. And I do have a prize to announce. Like I said, I'm going to be drawing prizes from Instagram, from all the posts that use hashtag mini scrap-along, and I'll be drawing prizes from the Ravelry thread. I did get a prize donation in the mail, and this was from the lovely Amanda of Dyeworks. She was so kind and donated a set of mini skeins to one of the winners of the mini scrap-along. So I'm going to show you that now. This is her card. You can find her on Etsy as Dyeworks, and she dyed up this beautiful mini skein set for me to give to one of the lucky winners of the mini scrap-along. And these minis are just gorgeous. I love them so much. Thank you so much, Amanda, for donating this. She included some tea in here as well, so yay! One of the prizes that you can win. Check it out on Instagram and Ravelry, and you can qualify to win this lovely prize. Thank you so much, Amanda. Check out Dyeworks on Etsy. Her stuff is really beautiful. And thank you again, Amanda, for donating that to us. We really appreciate it. The mini scrap-along is going to be going until June 1st, so you have a few weeks to get your projects in to win that mini skein set. I'm also going to be giving away one of my hand-dyed skeins of yarn from Moonstone Dyeworks, my hand-dyed yarn company. So stay tuned for which one I choose for a prize. So that's pretty much it for knit-along news and such. I will tell you about what I'm wearing, but it's nothing handmade. It is Me Made May this month, which I was really excited about. May is my favorite month of the year because it's my birthday month, and I was really excited about Me Made May this year because I thought it would be cool to wear a lot of my handmade stuff throughout my favorite month of the year. I haven't really done that though. I'm not really one for challenges or setting like steadfast goals to actually meet like every day. So I have not been wearing like anything handmade. It's only been May for like a week. And I've been wearing handmade socks every day, so that counts. But I haven't worn any handmade clothing other than that, including today. Today I'm wearing a t-shirt though that I really love, so I'm going to show you. It is my Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them t-shirt. It looks like this. Hippogriff, Phoenix, Kneazle, Niffler, Thestral, and Scamander. I love this shirt. I loved Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I love Harry Potter. My favorite part of the Harry Potter series were the Fantastic Beasts. They were my favorite characters, for sure. If I went to Hogwarts, I would major in care of magical creatures. I don't understand why. I feel like all the Harry Potter teenagers were stupid because all of them hated Hagrid's class, which is totally dumb. Hagrid, if I went to Hogwarts, that would be my favorite class. Anyway. So that's what I'm wearing is my Fantastic Beast t-shirt, which I love. I got this from ModCloth, I think, a while ago. So maybe they still have it, I don't know. So let's get talking about what I've been working on this week. I have an FO. It is a pair of handspun socks. I knit these up super duper fast, and I am super excited about them. So these are some handspun, spunky eclectic socks. This was spunky eclectic Polworth top in the Hungry colorway. And here's the tag. It was from a club that I was a member of in 2014. And this yarn came out to be a 3-ply, about a DK weight. And this is what I had left over. I did use most of the skein, which was super awesome. I love doing that. So I just have a little bit left. And here they are. I'm super, super happy with how they turned out. They totally don't match. This one has like a bunch of red and yellow in it. And this one has mostly army green. And like I mentioned in the last episode, these really aren't my colors, but I was really happy to use this handspun yarn. It's been in my handspun stash for a couple of years, and they made such good socks. I love these socks. They're really thick and really squishy. They're really, what's the word? They make my feet feel really like cushioned and padded when I walk around in these on my hardwood floors. I love them so much. So since it was a thicker yarn, a DK weight-ish, I cast on 40 stitches for these socks, whereas I normally cast on 56 for fingering weight yarns. And I cast on up here at the cuff, did a 2x2 ribbing, just did a plain vanilla sock with a heel flap and gusset, and I did my standard rounded toe with the Kitchener finish. So I knit the rounded toe down to, I think it was 4 stitches on each needle, and then Kitchenered those last stitches together just to get a little bit of a flat edge at the very tip for my toes. That's how I like to do toes. It's my favorite toe. And that's it. These were super quick to knit up, like I said, because it was such nice thick yarn. It's really satisfying every once in a while to knit a thicker pair of socks because they do knit up so quick. And they just fit so well. Thick socks are really nice because they can hug your foot and your leg so nice and snug and just be so squishy, and oh, I love them so much. So, finished object for this week. Super happy. These were knit for the Natural Socks Make-Along, which is a make-along hosted by Tessa of the Interim Knits podcast, where you can knit a pair of socks in all natural yarns, which means no superwash and no nylon or other man-made fibers. So these were so perfect. They were Polworth, like I said, and Polworth is a beautiful fiber. I love it so much. And hooray. I love them. I can't wait to wear them. These are not going to go in my box of socks because I am pretty sure, but not positive. Pardon my chicken. If she gets too rowdy, I'll go silence her. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the box of socks is for fingering weight socks only. I'm not sure, but I think. So these are not going to go in my box of socks because they're DK weight, which is good news for me because it means I get to wear them right away. Saving your socks until the following year is not a requirement of the Box of Socks Knit Along, but it's something that I'm doing. All of the socks I've knit so far for that knit along, which by the way is a really amazing year-long sock knit along hosted by Kristen of the Yarngasm podcast. And I have decided to not wear any of my Box of socks until 2018. So since I'm not including these in that box, I'm going to wear them right now. So I love these. Yay. Yay for knitting with handspun. That's all my FOs. I knit those socks in less than 2 weeks, which is awesome for me. I'm gonna go shut this chicken up. I'll be right back. Okay, they're quiet now. Hopefully. And my first whip this week is my Solal cardigan. This is a cardigan by Andy Satterlin, published in Stranded magazine. And I love it so much. Oh my god. I really, really, really love it. So, last week I had cast on and just started a little bit of the back, and I finished the back, the upper back piece, which looks like this so far. And I have started the front panels. I have a lot of stitches on holders on these, so there's a lot of stuff going on. This is one of the front panels. This is a cardigan, so each front panel is knit separately. And I have just picked up for the other front panel and have not knit it yet. But I am making pretty good progress on this, and I love it so much so far. It's just a really beautiful cardigan. It's mostly stockinette with just this lace panel across the front top. And the lace panel is super easy, super simple, and really beautiful. I really, really like it. And I really, really love this yarn so much. This is Green Mountain Spinnery, New Mexico Organic. It's 100% wool, and I believe it's Rambouillet. This is what it looks like in the skein. It's so gorgeous. I love it so much. It's a 2-ply DK weight yarn. I love it so much. I've got 5 skeins of this, and I'm still working on my first cake right now. And it's horrible, but that's what it looks like. And I seriously love this so much. I love this yarn. I cannot wait to be able to wear this sweater. And it's a great pattern. Andy Satterlin's pattern writing style honestly isn't my favorite. It's very paragraphy rather than like, it's a little less structured than I like a pattern to be. It's very descriptive, and it's not really row count based. There's a lot of next row, next row, next row, so that my row counter, which I rely heavily on, isn't that useful unless I kind of rewrite the way the rows are written, which I generally do. I'll take my pattern and I'll number all the rows, and all of the repeats that you do over and over again, I'll number those all off to the side. So it's a lot of kind of rewriting for me, just with her style of writing patterns, which is fine. It just takes a little more time and a little more setup. But aside from that quirk of mine, it's a really easy to follow pattern. It really, really is. And it's super quick, which is really nice. It's a smaller cardigan, it's cropped, and it's pretty thick yarn, it's DK. So it's just flying along so fast right now, and I feel like I'm going to be done with this in no time. And I'm so stoked because I can't wait to wear it. So like I said, I've got this front panel on the needles right now, and this front panel and the back panel are both on holders. So what I have done is just put the back panel on a cable with some haya stoppers. And then the front panel, since there's so few stitches, I just have it on an extra cable without any stoppers, because that's the only pair of stoppers I have. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be fine. These stitches aren't going anywhere, hopefully. And I am knitting these on my signature needles, US size 6. And I love it. I love it so much. It's really nice to be working with this nice natural woolen spun yarn in this natural color. I love undyed yarns a lot, especially when the wool is like a gray or brown or something like that. And I'm pretty sure this is undyed. I could be totally wrong, but it looks undyed to me. It's gray. It's kind of a marled gray. It looks pretty natural. And I love this yarn. I've got a lot of it. Like I said, I have 5 skeins. I've only broken into my first skein so far. And I don't think I'm going to use all of it. So we'll see what I do with the leftovers. So that's the Shawl cardigan by Andy Satterland. Highly recommend this pattern. It's going to be gorgeous. And I love working on it. It's really, really fun. Highly recommend this yarn too. I got this at Stitches West several years ago, and I'm not sure if it's one of their regular ones that Green Mountain Spinnery carries, but Green Mountain Spinnery in general is amazing. I love their yarn so much. So you should definitely check this out if you can get your hands on some. And that's living in my Fat Squirrel Fibers Deceased Birds bag. I believe that they're deceased because they have little X's as eyes. And it's got my blue pom-pom on it. I have been loving that project so much. I have a feeling I'm going to fly through the rest of it. Next up is a project that I am not flying through and that I can't wait to be done with because I am kind of over it. In my fake leather makeup bag that I use as a project bag is my late August. This is my late August shawl. I love it so much. I really do. I really do love it, but I'm so over it. I'm over knitting the yarn is what I'm overdoing. I don't know if you remember, but my big beef with this yarn is that it is very sheddy, and I'm a wimp when it comes to that, and I just can't do it anymore. I cannot handle it anymore. I threatened this a few weeks ago, and I did it. I got a surgical mask that I wear when I knit on this project. And it's good. It really helps. It really helps with the fibers not getting in my nose and my mouth. It doesn't help with my eyes though. So, I mean, like constantly after I'm done knitting on it, I like have to go into the bathroom and like pick out, sorry, gross, too much information. The point is I'm over knitting with this yarn. I cannot wait to be done with this project. And I'm really close. I'm really, really close. So this is what's happening right now. This is where we're at. It's a big bag. And I'm so close to being done with it. So I am knitting this project on my size 6 Knit Picks interchangeable needles. The yarn that I am being so kind about, sorry, I love this yarn company so much. It's just this base is hard for me. It is Sincere Sheep. It's the Agleam base, which is 50% superwash merino, 50% tencel, fingering weight. This is the Virid colorway. It's a really beautiful green color. And this is what I've left. And I'm just not the biggest fan of tencel. I'm not the biggest fan of yarns that have a lot of flyaways. And this shawl is going to be beautiful. I can't wait for the finished object. And I said that I was going to modify it to make it bigger than the pattern called for. By the way, this is the Late August shawl by Sylvia McFadden. The pattern itself is incredibly good. I love it so much. I love this pattern. I think you should knit it. If you're interested in knitting pie shawls, if you like lace knitting, totally knit this. It's such a fun pattern. It's so fun. I love it. But there's an option to make it bigger. I had said that I was going to do that because I wanted to use up all the yarn. I ended up doing some math. I don't ever do stuff like that, but I did it. I got to nearing the end of this shawl. So it's got different sections. There's a garter panel in the middle, this lace section here, and then this other lace section here. After this lace section, you do the knitted on border. Now this lace section is the section that you can expand if you want to make it bigger. And I was getting to the point in my yarn where I was wondering if I was going to have enough, if you remember that. So what I did is I weighed it and I found out how much in grams it took to do a certain amount of rows. And I found out that I wasn't going to have enough yarn to finish the entire pattern if I modified it to make it bigger, but I could get pretty close. So I had decided I was kind of going to do the halfway point between the original pattern and the make it bigger modification. I was going to go right in between and then start the knitted on border. And then I just decided I needed to be done with this as soon as possible. So I changed my mind and I kind of went in the middle again. I went down a little bit. So I'm back to the point where I'm doing the original size, but I'm adding just a few rows. And I'm about, I'd say 5 rows away from doing the border, the edging. So I'm so close. I'm super close. I have been really excited to get this done. So that's what she looks like so far. She's super bunched up. It is going to be really beautiful once I get it done and blocked and spread out into a circle the way it's supposed to be. And I really love the pattern. The pattern is beautifully written. It's so easy to follow. It's so fun. All of these lace repeats are really simple and really fun. I really like this shawl. And I can't wait for it to be finished. So pretty much I have finished this last lace section. And now I'm just doing some garter. I'm adding in more rows of garter than called for, just to make it a little bit bigger, and because I like a really, really big shawl. I really do. And then I'm going to start the knitted on edging soon, which is fun. I really like knitted on edgings. It's a really fun technique that I enjoy doing. So I'm excited to get to that part, and I'm excited to have this thing almost finished. So hopefully next week, you will see me have this as a finished object and a brand new shawl on the needles, because I am so itching to cast on a new shawl. And I'm the type of person that doesn't really like to have 2 shawls on the needles at once, because that is just too overwhelming for me. So as soon as this is done, I have so many ideas for the next shawl I want to cast on. I really want to join in on the Stephen West cowl. Hashtag, I think it's Keep Knittin' Kitten, which is like the best hashtag ever. That's being hosted by the Stringing It Together podcast and the Corner of Craft podcast, or the Crafty Chat podcast. I'm sorry. It's one of those two, and it's really good. You should check it out. Both of them. They are hosting that knit along, and I really want to partake because I've never knit a Stephen West pattern, and I want to so bad. So I'm thinking about that. I also have a Helen Stewart shawl that I really want to cast on soon. I want to cast on a shawl for the move along. So I want to cast on the eyeball shawl. There are so many shawls I want to cast on. I want to cast on the, what's it called? It's okay. So there's this shawl pattern that just came out yesterday, May the 4th, Star Wars Day. I wore my Star Wars t-shirt to work. Totally inappropriate, but I didn't care. And it's a Star Wars inspired shawl pattern that came out yesterday. It's a brioche pattern. I will insert all the info here. It's beautiful and I bought it and I love it. and I really want to cast that on too. So we'll see. I've got so much excitement for so many reasons for getting this puppy finished. This is going to happen. Look at it. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is coming along. I got a lot done last week. I'm going to get the rest of it done this week. And then I'm going to be done. Done. Okay. My last work in progress is my granny stripe crochet blanket. And that is living in my other giant Fat Squirrel Fibers project bags. This is the better side. It's got a bird on it again, because I'm a bird lady. This one's got my pink pom-pom. And I was working on this last time using my handspun from my drop spindle. And I finished all of that, and I loved it super a lot. And then I wound up into a ball mini skeins that were sent to me from Down Home Pearl, who is Kelly. She was so kind and sent me some mini skeins for my blanket, which included amazing, beautiful hand-dyed yarn by Peepaloo Fields and Sweet Sparrow Yarns and Hedgehog Fibers. Kelly, the yarn you included for me in those mini skeins is just like perfect. Perfect. So here's my little magic cake ball that I've made from those mini skeins. And pretty much since the last time I showed it to you, here's where I'm at. I've done, I think, probably the last 6 rows or so. So in here are all my hand spun, and then these top couple rows up here are from my Magic Cake Ball from Down Home Pearl. So I'm still loving this thing. It's still super fun. Funnest project ever. This is my mini scrap, one of my mini scrap along entries. If you're interested in casting on a granny stripe crochet blanket out of your scraps, you should do it. Absolutely, because it's the funnest project ever. I am using a size E crochet hook for Rum Tulip, which looks like that. Yeah, that's everything I've been working on this week, except for spinning. I did get a little more fiber on my spindle, which is somewhere in here. Here she is. So this is my drop spindle. This is from Wool Tree Mill. And I have a tiny little cop on it. I'm still working through the same set of roll legs from before, from the Woolly Witch. I am not sure if she sells anymore. I searched for her shop on Etsy, which was originally where it was from, and I couldn't find it. So she might not be dyeing anymore, unfortunately, because those roll legs were really, really beautiful. And I still have, I think, 4 or 5 left. So I've been working on those again. There was one that I had to give up on. They're all composed of different fibers, and whatever fiber was in this one was not cooperating with me, and my drop spindle kept dropping on the floor. And I broke it a little bit. So this used to be a top or a bottom whirl drop spindle. There's a hook on the top for top whirl. There used to be a hook on the bottom for bottom whirl, but it broke because I kept dropping it on the floor. That's okay. I never once used it for bottom whirl, but it just kept breaking, so it kept dropping and landing right there. So the little hook kept getting bent, and eventually it just snapped off. The top hook, unfortunately, somehow from the impact also keeps getting bent, so I keep having to bend it back into shape. Since I gave up on that one roll leg, though, it's been a lot better and I haven't dropped it at all. But, yeah, my spindle's looking a little sad. I am vaguely tempted to buy a new cool spindle, but I'm totally not gonna. Because this one works just fine. But, yeah, a little bit of tragedy struck with that, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't cry over it or anything. So this has been nice. I can't wait to get through all my Rolags and add my next set to my blanket. This is my other entry into the mini scrap along. And that's all I've been spinning this week. I would like to thank everybody who showed up for my first shop update. Moonstone Dyeworks, my hand-dyed yarn company, debuted last week, and it was amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everyone who showed up and supported me. It was very exciting. So I just want to say thank you. I am working on my second shop update, which will be not tomorrow, Saturday, but the next Saturday. I'll put the date down here. My shop updates for Moonstone Dyeworks will be every 2 weeks. So that's been fun. I've loved dyeing yarn, and I've loved having an Etsy shop. It's been so much fun. And I really genuinely appreciate everybody who has stopped by to check it out. Thank you. I got a little bit of fun stuff in the mail. When Manda sent the prize for you guys, she also included a couple little things for me, and I was just so happy, so blown away. I love what you sent me, Manda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm going to show you right now what she sent. So she not only included the mini skeins for you guys, but a couple for me too. And they are gorgeous. I love them, and I cannot wait to add them to my blanket. But oh my god, you guys, an egret just landed in my backyard and he's gonna eat my fish. This has never happened before. Oh god, I wish I could show you. I'm gonna try and show you. This is so weird, but I'm gonna try and no, don't fly away. Sorry. So where I live, sorry Amanda, I'm gonna get back to your stuff in a second, but that was exciting. We have egrets. They're giant white birds. They're like cranes, kind of. And they're beautiful and they're epic, and I love them. And one just landed in my backyard. I do have a fish pond in my backyard, and he was checking out my fish pond. I totally caught him. He was looking in there. I have like goldfish. They're like really big though. They're like that big. Anyway. Nature. I cannot wait to add these to my blanket. I think they're beautiful. Thank you so much, Manda. Oh, I love them. They go so well together. They're very spring. And then she sent me, this is super exciting. So these are some sunflower seeds from her own farm. I think it's a farm that she has. They're mammoth Russian sunflowers. And I love sunflowers. We plant sunflowers almost every year. We love them so much. And this year, we forgot to get sunflower seeds at our local seed exchange, which we go to every year to get seeds to plant that year. Usually we get sunflower seeds and we forgot, and we were both really bummed about it, me and my husband. And then Manda sent me some sunflower seeds from her own farm. I am so excited. I can't wait to plant these. And these are supposed to be really big, so I love growing sunflowers that are taller than me. And the other really exciting thing that she also sent some tea, which I'm not going to show. But check this out, you guys. This is bourbon caramel chocolate. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you, Amanda. You are so kind. Thank you so much. What else? Okay, the last thing I have to talk about today, one of the last things I have to talk about today, is we got a question in the Ask Me Anything thread from Tessa from the Interim Knits podcast. She wanted to know about my tattoos. I do have quite a few tattoos, some of which you can see, some of which you can't. I was going to count before the podcast, but I forgot, so give me a second. I have 8 tattoos. I think that's right. I have 8 tattoos. And I got them all within 5 years of turning 18, I think. I got my first one on my 18th birthday, and I addicted, and I got 7 more within a few years after that. I still want more. I actually wish I would have waited a little bit to get more, because I feel like I would have gotten different ones now. I do want to get some cover-ups, I think, and I would love to get more tattoos, but they're expensive, and right now in my life, they're not what I want to spend money on. I wish I did. I wish I wanted to spend money on them because I want more, but I'd rather spend my money on, like, couches and stuff right now. I'm old. So I'm going to show you a couple of the ones that you've probably seen before on the podcast and just tell you a little bit about them. So, the ones that you've probably seen before on the podcast include my saxophone. I have got a saxophone here, and I love it. I love this tattoo a lot. It's just a simple black outline, which is a style of tattoo that I really, really like. It's pretty old school and, like, not very artistic, but I like tattoos like that quite a lot. And the reason why I got a saxophone is because my father used to play the saxophone, so that is in honor of him. Another tattoo that you can see a little bit of right now is my skull. This is one of 2 skull tattoos that I have, and I love skulls. This is kind of a mosaic style, and for no other reason than I love skulls. I have 2 skull tattoos, and the other one is even more awesome than this one, but that one's on my leg, so I'm not going to show you because that'd be awkward, because I'm wearing pants. And nothing really deeper than that. I like skulls. And my other one, this is a weird one, and I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it because it is going to blow out hardcore, I'm pretty sure. This is space. For no other reason than I love space. Actually, there's a little more of a reason to this one. But it's got planets and suns and rainbow stuff. And the inspiration for this one came from a Beatles lyric book. It's a pretty old, pretty popular, like, coffee table book. It's a big hardbound book that I don't have anymore. But one of the drawings in that book for the song Revolution and its lyrics was this really cool piece, and it said Revolution, and I'll put a picture of it over here. And it was really cool, really psychedelic, really my style at the time when I got it done, which is when I was, like, probably 20. And I wanted something inspired by that in a space theme. So I had a tattoo artist that I had gone to a couple of times design something based on that. And this is what he came up with. And he did this one really interestingly without any outlines. And so it is not held up the best over time. It's, 13 years old now or so? And it's all neon colors with no black outlines. So it's a little muddled, but I still really, really love it. This one was actually a birthday present from my then boyfriend, my now husband, and that's the kind of thing we used to get each other, is tattoos. Okay, I'm all bundled up again because it's cold, but I really love that tattoo. The Beatles run deep in my DNA. I'm a big fan of the Beatles, and that one really reminds me a lot of that. And I am a space girl, and I'm a rainbow girl, and all of that tattoo kind of encompassed all of that style to me at the time. And I love it, even though it's faded. It's a little faded. So I've got my rainbow space, I've got my skull, and my saxophone. I love all my tattoos. Most of the time when I would get a tattoo, it would just be an image of something I loved. For example, I also have a lizard. The very first tattoo I ever got when I was 18 is a lizard, and he is right up here on my upper back. And it's not the best tattoo. It's really not the best tattoo. But I love it because he's my lizard. And I also have a few on my leg and a few other places. But I love tattoos. I love seeing other people's tattoos. And like I said, I wish I could get more. I would get such cool tattoos if I could get tattoos now, which I totally can, but you know, monies. Anyway, those are a few of my tattoos and the stories behind a couple of them. So if you enjoy tattoos, tell us about what you have. Post a picture. I'd love to see. I love seeing other people's tattoos. And the last thing I have to talk about today are my chicks. We got chicks. We got 13 Cornish cross chicks, and they're freaking adorable. They're so cute. They're just so cute. Oh my god. They're living in a little chick setup in my garage right now. And in a couple of weeks, they'll go and live outside until the day comes when we process them and we have chicken to eat for a year. I'm really excited about this. This is a little farming endeavor that we are trying out for the first time, doing meat chickens. We do have egg chickens, and I love them a lot. My dream is to have livestock. In my perfect dream world, I would live on a farm, and I would raise all my own food. And here where I live in a neighborhood with a regular backyard, I have what I can have, which is chickens. So I've got my 3 egg chickens, and I love them a lot. And now I have 13 meat chickens, and I'm so excited. It's going to be tough. I don't know how it's going to go yet. Me and my husband kind of, have a little plan on how we're going to do it. And he's going to do the sad stuff, and I'm going to do the hard stuff, if you can kind of gauge what that means. And I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you about it maybe when the day comes. But as for right now, we are just really enjoying these adorable little freaking peepers that live in our garage. I love them. So that's the big exciting thing we did, was we got chicks. We are moving into bona fide farmer territory, in my opinion. So anyway, that's all I've got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up to date on future episodes. Join the Ravelry group. Join the mini scrap along. Win some fabulous prizes. Have fun. Stay awesome. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. Should I wear these this week? How about these?